in one storage tray part 2. See here it's bolted in. That's where those brackets were at the bottom. And over the other side we can see down here, bolted down there, which is covered up nicely with the carpet. And what I've got is about 150mm in front of the drawers and in there. I've left it open so that I've got a little bit of storage space for anything other that I might want to put in there later. Now, the whole point of having it so low is because the Gen 1 seats lock on the hinges. That's locked down, but they now still sit nice and flat. I'm going to cover this with a bit of carpet or rubber, or I'm not sure yet. But the reason why I wanted to keep these third row seats in is because with the back one it lays down into a bed, so if I go to the range or out anywhere just by myself, I can just lay everything down the back, stick the awning up, and I can sleep in the back of the car and utilise that process nicely. Because I've kept the original, so the slot is there, the original bolt holes are still down in there, it comes through, you can see that or not, there you go, see it on the other side, see that there. So, I haven't changed any of the seatbelt mounting points, they're still exactly the same, but I have some storage space that I've utilised, and I can still roll it out into a bed and move the forward one, roll that down and sleep in the back of it still. Which is part of the whole reason going long trips. Then I've made the tray long enough that if I take, it's just the three of us, there's the pin for the release pin for the hinge, and I'll just, there we go, that back up there, excuse my hand shaking, a bit hard to do at one end, there we go. So part of the reason I use 20x20 is weight reduction, but also strong enough so if I want to, so I've got a third drawer that I'm going to make up and put a rack on the top, so if I wanted to I can put a much larger one right on the top here so that I have room I can put my fridge and everything on and make that slide out as well, because I can just still bolt through the front of the 20x20 there and on the side here, and there's certainly solid steel in there, so I can also bolt a bracket to that as well without any problems at all. So that's why there's method in my madness of why it's so small, so I can utilise the existing base. Gen 2s you can't do that because they lock onto the floor itself, but the Gen 1s you can see that there is the lock pin where it actually locks on the hinge itself. Yes, it does bounce around a bit, which is probably why the Gen 2s they went for locking on the floor. But in the meantime that gives me a little bit of leeway on this. Roller bearings, ball bearing tracks. I've got one sort of made up here, which is shortened the tray down a little bit, but I'll give you an idea anyway, because it's a little bit too deep. Made this one, unfortunately. It's where the lock's in there. You see the little square. That's where these lock in to lock. There we go. To lock the drawer in. As I say, I need about another 5mm off it, thereabouts. But that's okay because I've still got 2 drawers to do that with, and this one will be my third one at the top anyway, if I wanted to. Cool. Well, I'll show you the completed job once I've got the drawers in and the cover on, and that's it for part 2.